AI didn't just get smarter, it just made hacking 100 times easier. Here's how. In the last couple of years, the cost of being a convincing criminal on the internet has collapsed. Phishing emails with no typos, a phone call that sounds exactly like your boss, malware that rewrites itself. None of this is science fiction. It's Tuesday. So in the next 10 minutes, we're going to do two things. First, explain what AI actually is in plain English. No hype, no math. Then, show you exactly where each piece of it creates brand new cyber risk and how to defend yourself. This is what is AI really? Cybersecurity explained. Let's go. Start with the big umbrella, artificial intelligence. Strip away the buzzwords, and AI is just software that performs tasks we'd normally say require human judgment. Recognizing faces, translating languages, deciding whether a transaction looks fraudulent. That's it. It's not magic, and it isn't conscious. It's an automated judgment machine. Inside that umbrella sits machine learning, and this is the idea that changed everything. Old software followed rules that a human wrote down, line by line. Machine learning flips that. Instead of writing rules, you show the computer a mountain of examples, and you let it work out the patterns on its own. Think of a spam filter. Nobody writes a rule that says, if an email contains the word lottery, block it. Instead, the system studies millions of emails that people marked as spam, and it learns these words, that sender pattern, this urgency, probably junk. It learns from examples the way you learn to spot a ripe avocado, by squeezing a lot of avocados. Now the star of the show, large language models. The chatbots everyone argues about. Here's the plain English secret. A language model is a super-autocorrect. That's genuinely it. Your phone's autocorrect looks at the last few words you typed and guesses the next one. A large language model does the same thing, except it has read a meaningful chunk of the entire internet, and it guesses one word at a time, hundreds of words in a row, so fluently that it feels like understanding. Type, the capital of France is, and it guesses Paris. Type, write me a polite email to my landlord, and it guesses its way through the whole email. When you see that, you've seen the core mechanic. Here's why it matters for security. Anything that can convincingly write words like a human can convincingly write words like a criminal. Risk number one, phishing, industrialized. The old advice was, look for typos and weird grammar. That advice is dead. Language models write flawless, personalized, perfectly toned emails at scale. An attacker can feed in your company's website, your boss's public posts, your last press release, and generate 1,000 unique convincing lures before lunch. Security researchers have watched phishing volume climb sharply since these tools went mainstream. The email didn't get smarter looking, it got free. Risk number two, the collapse of trust in voices and faces. With just a few seconds of someone's audio, pulled from a podcast, a voicemail, a conference talk, modern tools can clone their voice. There are now documented cases of finance employees wiring money after a call, or even a video meeting, with what sounded and looked exactly like their executives and wasn't. In one widely reported case, the sum was $25 million. The old rule, hear the voice, trust the voice, is now broken. Permanently. Risk number three, the assembly line for attacks. Writing malware used to take rare skills and long hours. Now, models lower the floor. They can draft working code, explain obscure error messages, and rewrite a malicious program in a slightly different form over and over until it slips past a scanner that only recognizes yesterday's version. Security teams call these mutations variants. Generating variants used to be artisanal. Now, it's automated. The good news. The most guarded models refuse obviously malicious requests. The bad news, attackers routinely talk their way around those refusals with clever phrasing or simply use less guarded models. The barrier to entry didn't disappear, but it got very, very low. Risk number four, the AI itself is now a target. Every company is bolting chatbots onto its data, its inbox, its customer service, and a language model has a fatal design quirk. It cannot reliably tell the difference between instructions from its owner and instructions hidden inside the content it reads. Hide a malicious instruction in a web page, a document, or an email that the AI is asked to summarize, and you may be able to hijack it. Security people call this prompt injection, and it is today what SQL injection was in 2005. The attack everyone is about to learn the hard way. Risk number 5. Your own team, leaking by autocomplete. Employees paste source code, contracts, and patient records into public chatbots to save 10 minutes. That data can be stored, reviewed, or absorbed into future training. It's not an attack, it's generosity, and it happens every single day. Okay, enough dread. Here's the defense, and it starts with people, not products. 1. Treat voice and video as unverified by default. If a request involves money, credentials, or urgency, verify on a second channel you already trust. Call the number you have on file, not the one in the email. 2. Agree on code words with your family and with your finance team. It feels silly. It defeats a voice clone instantly. 3. Slow down. Urgency is the attacker's oldest lever, and AI just made it shinier. Then, the technical layer. Phishing-resistant sign-in, like passkeys and hardware keys, so a perfect fake login page steals nothing usable. Least privilege access, so one fooled employee or one fooled chatbot can't open every door. And audit what your AI tools can read and do, because an AI assistant with access to everything is an intern with every key in the building. Finally, the hopeful part. The same technology helps vendors. Models that spot an anomalous login at 3 in the morning, that read 1 billion logs so a human analyst doesn't have to, that summarize an incident in seconds. This is an arms race, not an apocalypse. So, what is AI really? A judgment machine, trained on examples with a super-autocorrect at its heart. And where does it create risk? Everywhere trust used to be cheap. Words, voices, faces, code, and the AI systems you're now plugging into your data. The defenders are using the same tools, and the fundamentals still work. Verify out of band, resist urgency, harden your logins, and mind what you feed the machine. This is Cyber Clarity. If this video made things clearer, subscribe. Because in the next one, we're showing you how to spot a deepfake in under a minute. Stay safe out there.